Hello! Csak Óra-Majorát mutattam meg? Szuper!
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon!
How are you?
A bit tired, but everything is okay. Thank you.
Good. I'm going to share my screen. That's the trickiest part. How are your students?
Fine.
Good. Okay. I'm going to show you some pictures of Rich Wilson and Nador Fa, and hopefully you will enjoy them. I just have to share my screen.
I'm checking.
One moment, please. Am I sharing my screen?
Oh, yes, perfect now. Okay.
Is it perfect now? Okay. Okay. This is Rich Wilson's boat, the Great American 4. You can see that one. Yes? This is your skipper, Nandor Fa, with the spirit of Hungary. And in the spirit of Hungary, I found that in 1992, Nandor Fa came in 5th place in the Vendée Globe. 1992. He came in 5th place in the Vendée Globe. This was the departure when Rich left France. The Vendée Globe goes from France to France, all the way around the world. Here he is working with his wind turbine because it was loose. He was fixing it. This is Rich Wilson. He has a strap on his back for safety. This shows the skippers who are in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. Alex is still in the lead. Here you can see the boats where Alex Thompson is in the lead, and you can see the other 3 boats that are there. This is a picture of the race tracker. You know race tracker because you've been following the race. So this is the race tracker. Rich Wilson is in the pink yesterday. And Nandor Fa is in blue. He's really close to where Rich Wilson is. This shows when Nandor Fa crossed the equator. He crossed the equator on November 18th. You did see that, yeah? Yeah? And when Rich Wilson crossed the equator, he flew some flags from Nepal on there. Those are flags from Nepal when he crossed the equator. He didn't cross until the 21st. And on this, you can see where the arrow points, where it goes from north to south. Where the arrow points, it goes from north to south when he crossed the equator. That's a video on the website. This is the Spirit of Hungary. Some pictures of the Spirit of Hungary. It's a very cool boat that you have for your country. And I think you know that he made the boat with some help. Yeah. These are the.
I'm checking that, okay? Hogy ő jutott a hajóhoz, hogy segítséget saját magáiknak a saját kezével. Okay?
Yeah.
Ez így tudni nem csak
These are the sails for the Great American Four. He always talks about the sails. These are the sails for the Great American Four. This is a virtual link where you can see the boat, but it's hard to show on this, so I won't show it to you, but you can go online and see it. This was a sad story where one of the skippers from France had a broken mast, and he had to stop sailing the Vendée Globe, but he still went back to France all by himself so that he would be unassisted, and he went back. So he broke his mast.
Mi történt vele? Mászta. Így van, és utána mit csinált? Nem haza, hanem back to France. Franciaországban saját maga vissza tudott menni. Without any assistance or help. Segítség nélkül, okay?
This is a desalinator. This is something that helps to make salt water into fresh water. They take the salt water and put it in the desalinator, and it becomes fresh water.
Okay, ez micsoda? Nem csak tisztító, hanem szűrő mit csinál a sósozó. Így van, hogy mondta az édes üres? Fresh, így van, nem frissen, édes, okay?
Yeah. These show where the food is stored. All the food is freeze-dried or dry, and this is where the food is stored in Rich's boat. He has breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the bins for food storage. He takes all his food in the food storage. All of his supplies are very well organized. This is where Rich sleeps. He sleeps in a bunk, and he has a strap so he doesn't fall out of the bunk if there's a big wave. Here is.
Igen, és akkor mit csinálnak? Ugye mozog a hajóban, néhányszor itt mennek el ezek a hajók, és akkor valami látszik. Így van, lettek magát. Igen, oké.
This is a slide where if you have a question for Rich or any of the experts, you can ask them. Here is a picture of all of the skippers who were in the Vendée Globe, and I made a picture. This is your skipper, Nandor Fa, and Rich Wilson on this side. All of them are men. In the past, they have had women in the Vendée Globe. Here's a picture of Rich with some children. This is a voice thread. My students drew that picture. There's a couple more pictures of Nandor Fa's boat.
Just stop it, please. Hát igen, de most tudja magát. És akkor ráadásul ugye van az, hogy nem tudja, minek megy neki, mert azt hitt a Hanándor, hogy tele van mindenféle ilyen, tehát nem hajók, hanem ilyen fém valamit ott úszkálnak a vizen. És a délre már nem gyakrodnak a jég, tehát van a veszélyes, nem tudja, mikor történik. Okay.
Another picture of his boat. Another picture of Nandor Fa's boat. Beautiful boat. Another one. This is when they say goodbye to the people before they leave. There's Rich again. Here's a couple other pictures that were on the website. They saw a rainbow. He saw a rainbow. You can see the rainbow. This is a picture of the Great American Four. Another one of the Great American Four. This is the supermoon. We had a supermoon a couple weeks ago, and here you can see the supermoon above the Sights Alive boat. This is the cockpit. This is a flying fish. Sometimes flying fish fly into the boat. This is a small flying fish. If there's lots of flying fish, the skipper has to wear a helmet so that he is not hit by the flying fish. Yeah. This is your question, one of your questions. Did you do these with the students? With the other group. So it says, what do you like best about sailing? What don't you like? This was written by one of the students here, or in your country, in your school. He likes the technical part of it, but he doesn't like it when there's not very much wind. And it says, how old were you when you started sailing? He was 27 years old when he started sailing. And did he build the boat on his own? He built many boats on his own, but not this one. He had some help. And he said the boat is 60 foot long, 18.3 meters long, and it's big, but not so big out in the ocean. In the ocean, it feels small. And this is a picture of Rich Wilson and me a couple years ago when we were out on a sailboat. Okay, so that's my presentation, and I will go back to screen share, and I will hopefully turn it off. Stop screen sharing. There we go. Do you have any questions, or can I ask you a question?
Okay, what is the weather like where we are now?
Say that again.
Okay, what is the weather like? Yeah, where we are now. So September.
What is the weather like there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to find out. I'm not sure. I think it was okay. It was nothing stormy as far as I knew. They're constantly changing the sails, but I don't know what the weather's like right this very second. Let me see if I can find out. I go to vendeglobe.com and check the weather. Did you look? Oh, this is a group that didn't look at the weather is very important and it's constantly changing. So they use weather maps to figure out what's going on. And I'm looking to see if I can find the weather.
Száraz is.
Száraz ételt, banátos ételt beleteszi vízbe, fölondoljuk, és mennyire nem szereti. De nem egy aranyos ember, tehát azért az banánnal nem elég.
I'll have to find out. As I'm finding out, do you have any other questions? Can I?
The question is, how do they have a shower or a bath?
Oh, that's a really good question. They don't take a bath. They do take a shower every once in a while, not very often. They take a bucket and fill it with water and rinse off with salt water. Then they take a plastic case and with fresh water and put it in the sun and it gets warm, and they splash that over the top of them. So it's not done with a regular shower. It's just a bucket of water and then a container of fresh water that they put on top of them. He took one shower that I know of. They don't take too many showers when they're on the boat. But they're also the only people on the boat, so I guess it takes a lot of work to shave. I was reading that when Rich shaved, it took him a long time. For some reason, it takes about 45 minutes to shave. Maybe because it's so bumpy.
Okay. The question is that, for example, last time you told me that they cannot catch fish. Why cannot they catch fish?
The reason they can't catch fish is they're trying to race, so they're going pretty fast. So they don't take the time to fish because they're going pretty fast, and they don't use the fish to eat. So they're not using the fish for food. Most of their food is freeze-dried. So it's just that they're in a race and they're going fast.
The question was who took the photos because they are on the boat.
Oh, they had when they were near France. There was an aerial photographer, somebody in an airplane, who took the photos near France. So those were not taken. They were not taken now. They were taken when they were in France, and it's a aerial photographer.
What about the weather when they arrive to the icy ocean? Are there big ice caps?
There are ice caps, and they have to avoid the ice caps because otherwise it will ruin the boat. But they have a certain line that they can't pass because if they pass it, they'll be in the ice cap area. So they have to stay north of a line where the ice caps are. So they don't get really close to Antarctica because there are ice caps. And it would ruin the boat.
Okay. How do they know that there is something in front of them on the water when they sleep, for example?
Could you repeat the question? How do they know?
That there is something on the water when they sleep and they don't want to crash it or hit it.
They have an autopilot, if that's what you mean, that runs automatically while they're sleeping. But if there's an area that's dangerous, they probably don't rely on the autopilot. They would stay up for that time.
valósítás, hogy valószínűleg ilyen kalózok, tehát támadják, aztán kirabolják őket. Tehát, hogy valahol ott az Afrika mellett, I was explaining the journey, valahol az Afrika mellett mentek el, és akkor volt egy ilyen ciklon, hogy tényleg volt egy olyan hajó, amit valószínűleg is oda mentek, aztán és akkor mit? És akkor ők egy nagy hajóval megtámadnak kis hajókat, kirabolják, és oké. Tetszünk, hát gondolom, hogy számára, nem tudom. Másik kérdés? Oké? Legalább valaki jól jár. Most volt a 27. How old was Rich when he started to sail?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
How old was Rich Wilson when he started to sail?
He was sailing when he was really, really young. His father sailed. So he was sailing when he might have been 5. But professional sailing he did later on. He's been near the water all of his life. He has asthma, and asthma is better when he's out on the sea. So one of the reasons that he's chosen sailing is it's a good place for him to be when he has asthma, because he can breathe better out at sea. But he's been sailing all his life. Sós vízszor, sokkal pomorod, mert az májosan elhúz. Sós víz. Azért kell majd akár mondani, hogy 6 valámos felül is rendelkező osztályra. Okay, well, we are talking about this here is one of Massimo's hands. Okay? Kérdés, kinek van, hogy kérdezel mi? Okay, what is the limit of the age they can stay? What's the limit?
Yes.
Well, he is 66. He's the oldest. I think they have to be in very, very good shape, and if they can pass the tests, they can be in the race. He's the oldest that's ever sailed in the race, so I don't know if there is a limit. If he's physically fit and can sail in the race, then I think that they can do it. As far as I know, there's no limit, but it's very rigorous to train, so they have to be in very, very good shape. So he's the oldest, and then Nandor Fa, I forgot how old he is, but he's also in his 60s.
Még kérdés van? Kérdezzük még valamit azért ez jó. Kérdezzük. Mi? Nem muszáj. The question was, how do they say when there's no wind? They cannot use their engine.
They can't use, they're right, you can't use the engine, so they can't sail, they have to stay where they are. There's no sailing, and if they can put up a small sail and it moves a little bit, that's one thing, but they're not allowed to use any engine. If they use an engine, they're disqualified, so they cannot use an engine. They would just stay in one place.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask them a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Rich had a dream to sail around the world. This was a dream that he really wanted to have, and it's something that he worked all his life to be able to do. Do any of you have a dream of what you want to do when you're older and you're working toward that now? Do any of you have any particular dream? You want to be a soccer player, you want to be a mathematician, or you want to be a linguist? Does anybody have a dream? Okay, they need some time to think it over. Sure, that's fine.
Okay, what if we write it later because we need time to think it?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. And one more question.
Okay.
Um, would you be interested in going on a voyage like this?
Oh, yes, me, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Dondi. Okay.
Jó, figyelj, de nem csak hajóval. Do you mean only by yacht, sailboat, or any other way?
No, the one around the world. Would you be interested in going on the one around the world?
Nem, de sajnos azt mondtam, hogy nem tegyesél már 3 legyen. Úgyhogy van ilyen autó, hogy körülbelül a világon, ez tök jó. Van, yes, okay, traveling around the world, so great. Lori, you have to understand something. We are not so rich countries, so traveling around the world is quite impossible for an everyday man. Can you understand it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So we can't have any dreams to travel around the world, but we cannot do that, unfortunately. Maybe the young people in the next generation can do.
Yes,
But
maybe.
not
Right.
No, when you are old, amikor idősebb vagy, de már lehet, hogy megtettek, hiszen a mostani 20 évesek már mennek. Érted? De én már nem tudom. Nincs pénzem. Én egyszer kínálok New Yorkba, és ezeket nem letett az összes tartalom. Okay, we are discussing the question for next time, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I am taking some photos. I'm going to send it, okay?
Sure, that's
Later.
fine. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye, boys and girls.
Okay.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.